Good afternoon, and welcome back to another episode of Panther Sports Zone. I'm Reggie Burns,
I'm Gabriel Williams.
and today, we'll start with our baseball team participated in a doubleheader action versus McNeese Cowboys in Lake Charles this weekend. The Panthers fell to the Cowboys in both matchups, losing the first game 8-7 and the second one 5-4. The Panthers lead the game for most of the way, building a 7-3 lead over McNeese by the bottom of the fifth inning. McNeese would go on to score 5 more runs and an extra one in the 10th inning. Um, let's see. Holding the Panthers scoreless for the remainder of the game, Tyron Norris and Michael Smith Jr. led the Panthers in runs, scoring two apiece, but it unfortunately wasn't enough. However, the Panthers would have a chance to bounce back versus McNeese yesterday. Panthers outfielder Jaden Williams hit a single RBI, which led to a Panther score by Michael Burrows at the top of the first inning. Prairie View played it 2 runs off of McNeese pitching by a run-scoring double off the bat of Jonas, which brought the Panthers' lead to 3-2 at the bottom of the seventh. From there, the Cowboys would take control of the game, winning 5-4. The baseball team was back in action yesterday in Houston versus Rice, where they fell, losing 6-1. Designated hitter Tyron Norris scored the long run for the Panthers in a ball game. The run came during the second inning. The Panthers faced 41 Rice hitters, allowing 6 ground balls and 11 fly balls. The Panthers baseball team was back in action yesterday versus Incarnated Word today. The first pitch was thrown at 2 p.m. The final score has not been reported yet.
Man, how about that, huh?
Yeah, the baseball team been legit this year. They
right?
looking real good because last year a little shaky, you know.
Yeah, we solid though.
We solid though.
Sometimes, the baseball team gonna keep us up if all the other PV sports don't do it for us. You know? Shout out to the baseball team.
Shout out to the baseball team.
Like we keeping it close on some games. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna pull it out.
When y'all play against the swag, y'all killing the swag.
Nah, fact.
It just go outside the conference.
Take us out the swag. Throw us in the SEC or something. You know what I'm saying?
SEC.
Yeah, so we can see what we really looking like. I think we ranked number. I'm gonna throw a ball out. We ranked number 1, or well, I think we ranked number 1 in the baseball. So shout out to the baseball team, man. Y'all know what I'm saying. So moving on to softball. The ladies Panthers softball team was back in action today versus Penn. So the game going on right now. Here at home, they are able to capture the win. Oh, they were able to capture the win, 7-6. The win was highlighted by a home run by Aaron Talley. So shout out to her. The Lady Panthers snapped their 6-game losing streak with this win. Man, so yeah, looked like we needed this win. Shout out to them. The game versus Penn served as the final preseason matchup for the squad as they opened up SWAC conference play versus Arkansas Pine Bluff this Friday at 3 p.m. The squad was ranked number 2 in SWAC preseason rankings, with multiple players placing on the preseason all-SWAC teams. Biavina Figueroa, Mia Nunez, and Callian Massey were all named to the all-SWAC preseason team. Fellow Lady Panthers Destiny Smith, Aaron Talley, and Jessica Rojas followed suit with all-SWAC preseason second team selections. We're going to take a short break after this, and when we return, we're going to discuss our lovely men's and women's basketball teams. Stay tuned for after the break.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Zone. Now we're bound to the basketball team. The men's and women's basketball team fell to Alcorn State this past Saturday. The women's basketball team tipped off the action, losing to Alcorn State 55-53. The squad fought all the way back early in the second half, claiming a 47-40 lead with time winding down in the half. They were unfortunately unable to hold on to the lead as the Braves battled all the way back in the last 2 minutes, ultimately winning the game by two. The late game comeback was completed by a circus shot buzzer beater by the Braves guard Nakia Cheekman. The Panthers were led by Amaria Williams, who scored 11 points in the loss. Gerald Smith, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, added 9 points and 7 rebounds on her own, but their efforts were not enough. Directly after the women's game, our men's squad took the hardwood. The Panthers looked good early, going up as much as 12 in the first half. Panther guard Kevin McGaskey started off hot from three-point territory, hitting his first two triples of the game. The Panthers maintained the lead for majority of the game, leading all the way up until the Braves stormed back in 5 minutes with 5 minutes remaining in the second half. This comeback was similar to last year's matchup at the Baby Dome versus Alcorn, where the Braves went on a late run to claim the win after trailing majority of the night. After the Panthers lost the lead, they were never able to regain the lead, losing 73-65. Panthers forward Brian Miles, shout out to my boy B, was dominant once again for the Panthers, putting up 22 points and 13 rebounds, his 13 double-double of the season. In addition to his double-double, Miles also recorded 2 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Javante Hopkins and Kevin McGaskey provided solid performance for the Panthers in the loss. Hopkins scored 18 points while McGaskey scored 12 on 50% shooting.
That's nice. And both teams had a chance to bounce back versus Jackson State on Monday, but unfortunately we weren't able to capture the dub, but the Panthers played exceptionally versus the undefeated Jackson State Tigers, which is one of our rivals, right? The the women's game actually began, and we will talk about the women's, of course, after this commercial. So I want y'all to stay tuned, and when we come back, we'll finish off talking about our women's basketball team.
And we're back with Panther Sports Zone.
Moving on, like I said, we're going to talk about our Panthers women's basketball team. The women's played exceptionally versus the undefeated Jackson State Tigers. The multiple players stuffing the stat sheet. The women's game began action on Monday. The game was a back and forth affair, but the Tigers were able to outplace the Panthers in the end. And we got a lot of solid players on our women's team.
Yeah, we do.
Honestly,
Sure.
Jackson State won the game by double digits despite trailing by 4 with 2 minutes remaining in the game, 75-65. The Panthers were led by Ryan Payne, who scored 21 points and nabbed 4 rebounds while dishing out 3 assists. Jada Robertson contributed, scoring 10 points off the bench in the loss. Jerlyn Smith added her own contribution, scoring 8 points, grabbing 7 rebounds, and dishing 4 assists. The men's game was very similar to the women's game, with the men leading Jackson State for the majority of the game. The game came down to the wire, where the Tigers were able to take the victory away from the Panthers, winning 79-74. The Panthers were led by Brian Miles, who scored 15 points and grabbed 10 rebounds on the night, his 14th double-double of the season. That got to be a record. Charles Smith IV and Javante Hopkins also contributed with 19 and 16 points, respectively. The loss was the Panthers' 6th straight loss in a row. Both the men's and women's teams will be back in action to close out this season Saturday versus Texas Southern in Houston. The first game is scheduled for 3 p.m. What you think about that?
Hey,
huh? 6 losses in a row.
6 losses? Back to back. I don't know. I don't know if I don't think it's the players. It's not. It's the coach. He's that coach. Like you had the lead.
Yeah.
He let these people hit 3 threes back to back.
Yeah.
It didn't call no timeouts and just let it. I said, is he selling for us?
Yeah.
Do he not want us to win?
And it's like, man, honestly, bro, it's like you gotta call a timeout. You gotta call a timeout.
On the court.
Slow down the momentum. You know what I'm saying? Slow down the momentum. And he just I don't know if he zoned out and he wasn't watching the game.
We stayed at about 60 something for about 5 minutes straight. I'm like, what are you doing? We need some.
We gave away that game, man. Shout out to the players, man.
Y'all played y'all heart out.
We just
keep fighting, man.
You know, I don't know, man. It's just what do we gotta do to be better? I feel like it was somewhat of the same conversation last year. You know, what do we gotta honestly, like, it was the same combo last year.
Coach, get rid of the coach.
And it's like, man, we
I can go coach basketball. He might go AAU. That's what he might need to do. Go back to AAU. Cause ain't no way. 6? Who president of the athletic sports?
I don't know.
Cause we need to talk to him. Cause ain't no way.
Hey, look, but shout out to them, man. Hopefully we can at least take this dub versus Texas Southern. Last game, I don't remember it going well.
Yeah, last time we played Texas Southern. Who was the number 3? I think it was number 30.
No, I think it was number 3.
Yeah, 3 or 20. 11. Yes, 11.
Yeah, 11.
Went to work.
They was saying Brent Fayez.
Yeah,
he came. Yeah, he turned up, man. Shout out to us though. We gonna, man. I don't care what nobody say. Shout out to my men's basketball team, man.
Yeah, I still salute.
We not there yet. Yeah. We gonna make it there, man. Shout out to y'all boys.
It's not the players. It's the coach. It's the coach.
Keep hooping. Keep working. Keep doing what y'all doing. The women's as well, man. One day, man, we want to see y'all boys on. We want to see y'all boys in the tournament. That's the main goal of the tournament. Y'all may not get it this year.
Let's go, PV.
Nah, bro. We want to see y'all in the tournament, man. And this year, it may not have gone well this year, but for y'all that are not seniors, come back next year with the right mind, man. Hopefully we get a change in whatever's going on in the program, bro. But we can shout out to the players, man, because we got some talent. We really got some talent.
Ryan Page came from LSU. She a bucket.
Yeah, what?
She a bucket.
Yeah, she can hoop. So shout out to the girls too, man. It's just, man, the men's, man, and I'm a huge basketball fan, bro. So I'm at the games and I'm like, can you hoop? Like, can I hoop?
Yeah.
Answer that question yourself. You know if I can hoop.
Well, you answer yourself, so I don't think so.
But really, if I need to get out there, I'll get out there. Moving on. Moving on to the men's and women's tennis. So we're gonna move on to tennis. Shout out to the basketball team. One last shout out. We're gonna be there to watch y'all play against Texas Southern. We're gonna get that dub. I'm gonna be in the front row. All right, so moving on. The men's and women's tennis team were actually the men's.
You good, boss? Hey, people get sick of it. They trying to get sick.
The men's and women's basketball team last week. My bad. The men's and women's basketball team last week.
Tennis.
The men's and women's tennis team last week. I'm sorry.
We will be back on commercial.
The men's and women's tennis team last week, as they continue with their seasons, the women's tennis team captured the win versus Grambling State here at home, winning 4-0, snapping the 3-game losing streak. So at least we got a dub somewhere. You know what I'm saying? The game took place this past Saturday. The win moves their record to 3-13 with a 1-1 record in conference play. The team will continue conference play versus Alabama State in SWAC roundup play this Friday in Jackson, Mississippi. So if y'all can get there to support. This will serve as one of their final regular season games as they will begin preparing for the SWAC championship to play versus Alabama A&M and Florida.
Florida A&M this weekend. These games will also take place in Jackson, Mississippi. The men's team fell to the University of Texas in Rio Grande Valley yesterday, losing 7-0 here at home. The squad will look towards their next outing as they join the women's team in Jackson for SWAC roundup and championship play versus Alabama State and Alabama A&M this weekend. These matchups for both teams are scheduled to begin Friday. The times for both games are yet to be announced. That'll wrap up today's episode of Panther Sports Zone. I'm Reginald Burns.
I'm Gabriel Williams.
Make sure you tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30. See you later.
See y'all later, man.